Losing something or someone we love is one of the most universal, yet most solitary experiences a human being can face. It doesn't matter your age, culture, or beliefs. The pain of loss touches everyone. And throughout history, great minds have tried to understand this pain, not to eliminate it, but to teach us how to live with it. Swiss psychologist Carl Gustav Jung believed that suffering was essential for the soul's growth. For him, grief wasn't an obstacle to overcome, but an inevitable path toward individuation, that is, the deeper meeting with our true self. According to Jung, to suffer is to confront our shadows, the parts of ourselves we avoid, but that only emerge when everything we love falls apart. Pain, therefore, becomes a mirror, and in that mirror, we don't just see what's missing. We see what that absence reveals about who we are. Psychiatrist Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, author of the famous 5 Stages of Grief model, offered one of the most influential perspectives in modern psychology. According to her, grief manifests in 5 stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. But the most important point of her theory is that these stages aren't linear. We can move back and forth, get stuck in one for months, or jump to another in just a few days. Kübler-Ross wanted us to understand one thing: grief is chaotic, unpredictable, but entirely natural. She also said that the pain of loss is the price we pay for love. And love, even with all the pain it can bring, remains the greatest gift we can give and receive. This perspective transforms grief. It stops being an end and becomes an extension of love. In philosophy, Stoicism offers a radically different point of view, and for some, a deeply liberating one. Roman philosopher Seneca wrote entire letters about how to deal with death, loss, and suffering. To him, everything we have is temporary, including the people we love. The secret to inner peace, he believed, lies in accepting this transience. Instead of resisting the inevitable, the Stoics invite us to embrace life's impermanence as part of the universe's natural order. This doesn't mean we won't suffer, but that we suffer with wisdom. Seneca advised training the mind to imagine loss before it happens, so when it does come, it won't destroy us. It's a hard philosophy, yes, but a powerful one. It teaches us that pain is real, but despair is optional. For Austrian psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, the pain of loss transforms when we find meaning in it. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote that human beings can endure any suffering, as long as they can find a reason behind it. Frankl saw thousands of people die around him, yet he found the strength to carry on through a quiet hope, the idea that his pain could serve a greater purpose. This idea became the foundation of logotherapy, his therapeutic approach. For him, even in the face of death and absence, we still have the freedom to choose our response. And that freedom, even in the darkest times, is what keeps us human. In this light, loss can either break us or reveal us. But not all thinkers approach loss as something to be rationalized. French philosopher Roland Barthes, who wrote the touching mourning diary after his mother's death, believed grief isn't something that follows stages or yields to logic. It's the constant presence of an absence. He described mourning as a state where the world loses its color, where everything that once made sense now feels distant and meaningless. For Barthes, loss doesn't need to be understood, just felt. And to feel, with all the intensity it demands, is also an act of courage. His diary doesn't try to comfort, it gives voice to inner chaos. Because sometimes no theory is enough, and all we can do is exist within the pain. We live believing that we own everything around us. We think a relationship is ours, that our friends will always be there, that our parents will live forever, that our children will follow the path we imagined, that our job is secure, that our possessions are permanent achievements, and that our appearance will remain the same. But that's a comforting illusion, a way to control the uncontrollable. The truth is, nothing, absolutely nothing, belongs to us, not even our own bodies. Everything we have is borrowed from time. People change, bonds evolve, possessions are lost, and the mirror reminds us daily that youth is fleeting. Life moves in cycles, and clinging to what's temporary is like trying to hold water in your hands. The hardest part is realizing this through loss. When something slips away, it feels like injustice, when in reality, it might just be the natural flow of existence. A relationship, no matter how intense, is never truly under our control. We can love with all we have, give our best, care, build, but the other person can still leave. Because to love is not to possess, it's to allow. It's knowing the other is free. A child is not an extension of us, that they're not here to fulfill our expectations, but to live their own journey. A friend can go, a job can end suddenly. Our parents grow old, our appearance changes with time. All of this is inevitable. The more we try to control, the more we suffer. Not because loss is unfair, but because we created an expectation of permanence that never existed. Suffering is born from attachment, and attachment is born from the illusion of control. When we understand that impermanence is the only certainty, we begin to see life with more humility and acceptance. But if nothing belongs to us, if everything is constantly changing, what do we have left? What can we truly control? The answer lies within, not outside. We can control our response, our attitude toward what happens. We can choose not to drown when something is lost. We can cry, yes, feel everything without denying the pain. But we can also choose what to do with it. We can use the loss as a bridge to self-knowledge. We can look at the emptiness left behind and ask, what is this absence revealing about me? What part of me was clinging to this idea? What was I afraid to lose in myself with this change? This is the only real freedom we have, to respond with awareness to what life puts before us. Because we don't choose what happens to us, but we choose how to respond to it. And that choice is true power. It's the moment we stop being victims of our circumstances and become the authors of our own story. This doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending we're not suffering. It means welcoming the pain without letting it define us, accepting that the beauty of life lies precisely in its impermanence. When we truly understand this, we begin to value each moment as unique. A hug, a conversation, a laugh, a glance. None of these moments ever repeat. And that's why they're all precious. Knowing everything can end at any moment shouldn't bring despair, but a sense of urgency to be fully present, to live the now completely, without trying to control what comes next. We don't have tomorrow guaranteed, but we do have this exact moment, and that's enough. The now is all there is, and within it lies the chance to live at peace with what we have and with what we've lost.